everyone. So I had wanted to share with you guys a video of me actually retightening my hair. And funnily enough, recently someone reached out to me about the third step in interlocking for dummies post on the website. And I'll add the link to that post in the description. But I just wanted to add a bit more context to that step because I realized that it can be quite confusing. And when I first started retightening my hair myself, I was completely lost. And the third step really is what cemented it for me and made me kind of turn the corner and finally figure out, okay, now I know what's going on. So I think that's I literally say in the post that this is the most important tip and something that just really helped me. So I just wanted to explain that a bit more at the beginning of this video. Okay, so, well, first, before we start anything, we spray with the rosewater revitalizing spray. I don't like to retighten my hair when it's dry or when it's not damp, I should say, because I just find like the friction makes things harder and your hair or your scalp ends up being sore afterwards. So I just think it's just best to make sure that you dampen your hair before you start retightening. And basically what I wanted to talk about is the third step. So what we have here is that you need to figure out where you last interlocks, and that can be difficult to figure out, like the direction that you last interlocked, because you don't want to have a situation where you're interlocking in the same direction, because that can cause a hole in your lock. So what I do to figure that out, or what I used to do rather, is I would search for the natural gap in the strands of my hair, like at the base of the lock. There's a natural gap as your hair starts to grow. And I would make sure that I pinch the lock in a way that's perpendicular to that gap. And I push the lock tool through the side. So I wouldn't be pushing the lock tool through the gap, but I'd be pushing it through the side, through the actual strands. And then doing the regular process of, wrapping the hair around the lock tool and then closing the latch and pulling it through. So it's just that particular step that's sometimes confusing because you don't know which direction to go in. But it doesn't matter if you're coming from the left or the right or up or down. Just make sure that it's always perpendicular to the gap. Right, so I just wanted to explain the third step. Eventually you won't even need to do this step because your fingers will automatically be able to tell which direction your hair is falling in. But this is just a great in-between step to help you learn that skill. Okay, so now on to the actual retightening part of the video. Feel free to speed this up if you want to, but I just wanted to showcase how I usually set myself up, what I usually do. I'm always in a comfortable position because I do like to do a couple hours at a time. I just find it easier rather than doing an hour here, an hour there, because I just feel like if it drags on when I do that. So, but feel free to go at your pace, whatever pace works for you. This is just generally what works for me. Don't forget to like and subscribe.